Hey everyone, Towelliee here, Towellee's HD Gaming, and we are currently playing Rift Storm Legion, baby, the first expansion for Rift. Yeah, I got back into it. I figured, why not? Let's just raid in a few more games, shall we? And I'm currently playing a Riftstalker Rogue. Now, we're not going to get into all these details. Towelliee, why are you playing Rift again? What about WoW? Did you quit WoW? But no, I didn't quit WoW, but you can play 2 MMOs at one time, or what are we going to do? Okay, anyway, Riftstalker Rogue. I'm enjoying it. I like it better than the warrior that I played when Rift first came out during Greenscale progression. And I think it's a very agile, very mobile tank. Lots of cooldowns. And let's talk about my spec really quick. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm currently running a 7 Blade Dancer, 61 Riftstalker, 8 Ranger. The reason I'm doing this is because I get more cooldowns by going into Blade Dancer with the sidestep ability. Now, I'm going to show you basically a few videos, maybe 3 or 4 total, discussing how I set up my rogue. Now, you can go online, you can read all these abilities yourself. You're going to see me or hear me explain some of these abilities in these upcoming videos. But this is basically the spec that I'm going to go with. You're going to see this link to this spec in my description. So if you want the spec, go into the description. Which means that's like the part at the bottom under the video where it says like, dislike, add to favorite, shit like that. I don't know. Some people don't even know it even exists. I ask people, did you look at the description? Towelliee, I don't understand. What's the description? Like, what do you mean? Like, why can't you just describe it to me? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, so that is my spec. 7 Blade Dancer, 61 Riftstalker, 8 Ranger. Right now, that's not my gear. That is my little transmog wardrobe. Where I am currently right now, this is called a dimension. This is a new feature in Storm Legion. Basically, it's your own personal living space, away from everybody. It's currently public. People can join it whenever they want. I can make it private, and that's what I like to do. And you can put stuff in here. They give you items, and you can just drag them in, put them in. Like I put little Christmas trees or Christmas presents here. Pretty cool. And now I have my own training dummies. Don't you hate it when you're like in, like when you were playing WoW or the original Rift, and you're like in the main city, and you're fucking hitting a target dummy, but like 19 other people are hitting a target dummy? Well, I have my own target dummies now, so I could just, you know, sit here, theorycraft, play around. So, all right, let's talk about how I have my abilities set up, okay? So, rogue tanking is fairly simple. You build attack points, you use finishers, you have your cooldowns. Now, here are macros that I'm using. I'm only using 2 macros right now, okay? Now, a lot of the rogue tanking is based around teleporting, which is pretty cool. I'll show you one really quick. Bam! Teleporting. There you go. Now, when you teleport, there's a lot of things in your talents that bring up certain buffs based on your teleporting. So, my first macro, let's go over it really quick. Where is it? TP, teleport, is basically the 3 teleport abilities that I have. Okay, you have Shadow Assault, Shadow Blitz, and Shadow Stalk. I'll show you what they all do. Now, suppressmacrofailures, I believe that's like when you don't have a an ability ready and it flashes your screen. This ability is not ready, whatever, bullshit. I think that stops that from happening. So this is what these abilities do. Let's look over them really quick. I'll put the abilities tab over here. Let's go to Riftstalker. Now we have Shadow Assault. That's basically your opener, single target. Okay? Teleports to the enemy, deals 2 to 2200 damage, awards 2 combo points. Like I said, combo points, basically attack power points. AP, I think they call it AP on warriors. I guess we'll just call it combo points, right? Yeah, fuck it, let's just call it combo points. Shadow Blitz, teleports to the enemy, deals 1200 to 1300 damage, up to 10 enemies, generates additional threat, awards 2 combo points. So if you're pulling like a big ad with little mini ads, I just spam the shit out of Q, and that's it. And that's basically my threat right there. Shadow Stalk. Shadow Stalk is where the hell is Shadow Stalk? Is that even here? Shadow Stalk. There we go. Teleports to the target, removes all crowd control effects. So it's basically like someone has you CC'd. You can hit Shadow Stalk. It'll teleport you out of the CC. It's kind of like I guess a blink in the mage kind of type of thing. Or I don't even know what the mages in this game do. They have a blink. I just don't know what it's called. So basically, that is my macro for that. Now, certain buffs happen when you use any of your teleporting abilities. I'll show you them as they come up here on the upper right hand corner in my buffs. Let me teleport really quick. Some of them don't really matter, others kind of do. this one, Rift Guard. Absorbs 7% damage up to maximum 26,000 damage absorbed. Okay, that's one. And then you also have Planar Rejuvenation, which heals you for 10% of your maximum health over 20 seconds. And that's anytime you use one of these. Pretty cool, huh? Then you have Planar Vortex, which deals weapon damage every second to all surrounding enemies. Huge for threat. Planar Vortex is something that you always want to look out for. As you can see here, I have these little power auras. Just like in World of Warcraft, you have power auras in Rift. It's Cruel Alert. Karul's alerting system. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty basic too. It's not easy to use, but it's basic to use. And let's see, there was another one we had here. What was the other ability when we teleported? Movement speed increase. Oh, here, critical hit chance increased by 15%. So a lot of things happen that are important to your tanking. So you always want to make sure that you always use these abilities when possible. Now, let's go over some other macros we have. We have another macro. It's called AP. I called it Attack Power Builder, or AP Points. I don't know why I called it AP Points. You know what? I'm gonna rename it right now. Combo Points. Where is it? We're gonna call it CB for Combo Points. These abilities all generate combo points. So this is like a combo point generating macro. This is what you're gonna spam to generate combo points and then spend it on a finisher. Okay, so let's go over what these abilities do really quick. So we have Phantom Blow, very basic, 10-second cooldown, 1100 to 1200 damage, reduces damage taken by 2% for 20 seconds, generates additional threat, awards 1 combo point. So this is always gonna be up, no matter what, as long as you're always spamming that button, which you always should be spamming that button. And then you have Planar Strike, which is a normal, just generates additional threat and awards 1 combo point. That's just the normal builder. These are all called builders. That's why under the abilities it says builders, right? Okay. And then you have Quick Shot. It's kind of like when the other 2 abilities aren't available, you have Quick Shot, which is like the what is it, Ranger? Is that what they call it here, Ranger? Yeah, which is like the Ranger ability. Deals almost 1,000 damage, awards 1 combo point. So I have that macro to 1 button there. So now let's take a look at some other abilities we have in my setup. We have Power of the Plains. Now, Power of the Plains is pretty important. This is one of those abilities that you want to create a whatchamacallit, Cruel Alert for. Basically says buffs the rogue for a duration based on combo points, causing them to gain a stacking debuff each time they dodge, deflect, or parry an attack, increasing their weapon damage and attack power by 5% for 20 seconds, 10 stacks maximum. I like very much. And this is basically good. So based on your combo points, so go ahead and generate some combo points, and then you can go ahead and hit, there it is. Power of the Plains generates a stacking buff, which increases the rogue's weapon damage and attack power by 5% for 20 seconds each time they dodge, deflect. So right now you're not really dodge or deflecting, so you're not really doing anything and shit. Okay, so now that we've looked at that, then we have our finisher. Very important finisher here. Guarded Steel. Let me fucking target myself. Guarded Steel. Deals additional damage per combo point. Increases armor by 10% for 30 seconds. Generates additional threat. You always want to have that up. Once the actual buff falls off and I start attacking, you'll see my power auras are telling me that these abilities are not up on the boss, but they're very important. So let me generate 5 combo points and then Guarded Steel. There goes the power aura. Guarded Steel, armor value increased by 10%. Pretty awesome. And that's your main finisher. You want to make sure that that duration is always up on your buffs. You want to make sure that if you're using Karul's Alert, that button doesn't show back up, or else you just have to reapply it. It's pretty simple. Now we're going to take a look at some other important abilities. Wrath of the Plains. Deals additional damage per combo point up to 10 enemies. This is the important part right here. Reduces hit chance by 5% for 15 seconds on each enemy hit. Generates additional threat. So this basically reduces the hit chance on the enemy that you're targeted by 5 seconds. And that's this ability right here on my Karul's Alert. You want to make sure that, you know what? I really don't think it matters how many combo points you're using to put that up. Because I think, let me see. I think no matter what, let's see. Let's pop it. Yeah, it's always going to be a 14-second duration. So if you want to use your other abilities, which are going to do more damage, like the Guarded Steel or whatnot, then just use Guarded Steel. Just spend 1 combo point. Use that Wrath of the Plains, but always make sure that it's on the boss. Keeping your buffs or your debuffs up on bosses is very important in Rift, especially tanking. Now the second ability that involves keeping a debuff on the boss is Rift Disturbance. Now this reduces the attack power and spell power by 135 for 15 seconds on each enemy hit, which means whatever is in your area. So once you use it on one person, it's gonna give it to anyone. Like if you're AoE tanking, it'll give it to everybody. So basically that's normal ability. That's my number 2 here. And there you go. You look underneath here. It says Rift Disturbance, attack power and spell power reduced by 135, and my power aura left. And there you go. And there goes my Wrath of the Plains. That's also on my target. Perfect. Now, my favorite part about rogue tanking, folks, the fucking cooldowns. So many cooldowns, and some of them are so OP. I love it. Oh my god. Sorry, I have a little bit of sniffles. Was out drinking last night. Planar Refuge reduces damage taken by 30% for 10 seconds. 2-minute cooldown. Awesome ability. You can also combine. You can combine cooldowns. I'll let you know which ones are pretty cool to combine. Sidestep increases dodge by 50% for 15 seconds. That's basically going to make you untouchable for like 15 seconds. You know, especially rogue tanking, because rogue tanking is all based around deflect, dexterity, dodge, parry. Deferred Death. This is my favorite. This is like Ardent Defender on a Paladin. Applies Deferred Death if the rogue receives a killing blow within 30 seconds. Absorbs damage equal to 50% of the rogue's maximum health for 15 seconds. So you're basically sometimes going to sit there with like no HP for about, 15 seconds. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. It's amazing. Scatter the Shadows removes all curses, diseases, and poisons. Reduces damage taken by 90% for 5 seconds. 90%. Even though it's really short duration, if you ever encounter a situation where you're tanking by yourself, your healers aren't there, and the boss is going to smack you for like your entire health pool, pop it, bro. Pop it like it's hot. See what happens. And then we have Plane-bound Aegis, which is buffs the rogue, absorbing up to 50% of the rogue's maximum health. Upon expiration, heals the rogue based on the amount of absorbed shield remaining. Lasts 10 seconds. And then Soul, what's this? Coalescence? Coalescence? I don't know how to pronounce this. Each time Planar Strike or Phantom Blow is used, which you're always using, the rogue gains Soul Synthesis, increasing damage by 1%. This buff stacks up to 20 times. Soul Coalescence, we'll just call it Coalescence, whatever, consumes Soul Synthesis, causing the rogue to take 1% less damage per stack for 4 seconds. So let's see as we're attacking the boss here. You're going to see this buff right here. There it is, Soul Synthesis. So once Soul Synthesis gets to about 20 stacks, once you pop your cooldown, it'll give you a damage reduction buff for 4 seconds. Now, I like to combine this because it's always going to be up with another cooldown. So sometimes I'll pop, you see right now, I'll pop this and number 8 or this and 4. So 30% damage reduction and then 20%, whatchamacallit, what is it, the 4% damage reduction that I was just taking right there. Is it 4? What is that, 30 plus what? Hold on, must generate more points now. Must generate more abilities. I mean, and that's pretty much it. Let me go over some of the little utilities we have too as a rogue tank. I'm just gonna wait till the stat gets up, because I forgot like how many you actually get. There it is. Yep, it's 20%. So basically 20 plus 30, 50% damage reduction, math, stuff. So we're not going to go into the rules alert in this video. This is basically me just explaining the abilities I have, so you guys know which ones you're going to be putting on your bars if you want to start doing this. By the way, for buffs, we have 2 simple buffs. One is called Plane-bound Resilience, which is Endurance, increased by 138, which is HP. And then you have Guardian Phase, which is your tank stance. Increases armor, endurance, resistance, and threat generation. Reduces damage done. It's right here. Increases armor by 100%, increases resist by 20%, endurance by 5, threat by 200, reduces damage by 30%, and reduces healing done on non-Riftstalker abilities by 30%. Pretty cool. Let's see. So we can look at this ability here, Physical Wellness. You're going to see that also. It's a kind of like a little mini AoE cooldown for your raid. So increases maximum health by 3,200 on all party or raid members last 20 seconds. So if there's ever going to be some sort of AoE ability and your raid and your healers say, hey, we need like some sort of, HP buff, bucket, pop that for everyone. It's only on a minute and a half cooldown. So you could probably use it several times during a raid encounter. C is a taunt. Forces the enemy to attack the rogue for 3 seconds, called Instigate, simple taunt. Planar Attraction teleports up to 5 enemies to the rogue. It's basically like a death grip, except you're not gripping. The second you use it, all the enemies just teleport to you, up to 5. So it's good for AoE tanking. In case some enemies get away from you, you can use this ability, get them all teleported to you, then just spam your AoE abilities, which are like your Rift Disturbance and your teleports to the ads. Break Free comes naturally in your Generals tab. It's just kind of like a trinket, remove impairment effects. What else do we have here? Oh, Memory Capture. Pretty amazing. I talked about how rogues are like a very agile, very mobile. And that's the thing. They could fly around. Well, they really can't fly around. They could teleport around. But we have something called Memory Capture and then Flashback. It's kind of like when you see me playing my Brewmaster in a while, it's like Transcendent. So you put that there. And then let's say that you need to LOS an ability in a fight. Basically, put your little thing. Let's say you need to LOS. Can I find an LOS spot here? Okay. LOS. Oh my god, you're tanking the boss. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, yeehaw! Gotta tank the balls. And it's like, uh-oh, a boss is gonna do a major ability. Boom. Bam. LOS. And that's it. You're done. It's pretty cool. So it's basically like you're teleporting to wherever you put your marker to begin with. So it's called Flashback. It's pretty awesome. And for now, that's going to be my first video on Riftstalker tanking. I mean, if you guys have any basic questions about the abilities, if you saw that I missed some abilities that are really important, let me know. I'm trying to see if I missed anything myself. There's also Planar Splash, which you can use for AoE tanking. That basically what that does is you do less damage with your Planar Strike and Phantom Blow, but it hits 10 enemies instead of hitting one person. So it's really good for AoE tanking, but not for single target tanking on a boss. And I think that's it. Yeah, if I can think of anything else, I'll let you know. Next video is going to basically be probably on rotation, Karul's alert, my power auras, and maybe some gearing stuff. I don't know. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Riftstalker Tank, Towelliee of the Storm, Hammer Squad out. Towellee's HD Gaming. Peace, double chest pound.